I didn't see this one coming. My divorce is ChatGPT.
Oh, you know what? Mine too. I actually said it from stage. I was giving a presentation, and I said from stage, I said, I'm divorcing ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I am. Okay.
You are tuned into the Only Human podcast, where financial advisors learn how to stay irreplaceable in a world of AI. Only Human explores strategies for advisors to leverage their unique human edge and thrive alongside technology. I'll be back later with some important announcements. Until then, here's your host, behavioral financial advisor, Yohance. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Money Script Podcast. It's your host, Yohance Harrison. So happy to be with each and every one of you today. It's been a long time. I took a little bit of a break. I'll tell y'all more about it later, but let's just say I have good news to share. But we'll share it later. I'm going to save that, so you're just going to have to wait to hear it. I am here with a friend I found online, Mr. Ryan Sullivan. He is the founder of Podcast Principles, so he's probably going to teach me some game on this podcasting thing. I already see he's already set up with his mood lighting, with the red lighting. He's got the little bonsai tree up there, a couple action figures. I mean, I got my Black Panther guy right there, so yeah, I got a little something.
Okay,
you know.
we're cooking.
Okay, I'm cooking. Let him cook. So I wanted to bring Ryan to the Only Human channel so we can talk about how he is working with advisors in this digital world, in this increasing AI world, and helping them find their voice on podcasting and using that as a tool to help them be able to continue to grow their practices. Because I know you mentioned, Ryan, that you started kind of broad, but now you've niched down, or niched, however you want to say it. Niche makes you rich. We can go with niche. So you've niched down to working primarily with financial advisors. So can you just tell us a little bit about that journey and how you chose us as your number one clients?
Well, it's just, I love advisors, you know, they're my favorite people. I do love, well,
said
my cousin's an
advisor. Stop. Said nobody.
Here's my money. I hired so many advisors. No, the real story, man. So my cousin is an advisor. So that's cool. So I got to see a little behind the scenes. He's a little bit older than me, so I got to see him kind of step into that and take a book of business and run with it. So that was cool. But I met an advisor at a networking event. It was an entrepreneurs organization networking event I got invited to. And I met him, and he was in his late 60s at the time. And he said, I have an AM radio show that I've also turned into a podcast, and it does really good for lead generation. You know, we should talk because I know you do podcasts. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's talk. And so I helped him with the podcast. I was a guest. We kind of re-strategized it, kind of moved it around. And now still to this day, a couple of years later, I work with his VA and I help her build out the sales and marketing system for, his firm. And so he can acquire more clients. Can
you give a shout out to that show?
So Mark Bernstein, you can look him up and, on LinkedIn, Google, all that stuff, and you'll find the podcast, and it's a Forward Focus Forum, it's called. And he has that, like I said, as an AM radio show and a podcast where he interviews business owners and talks about their vision. And I think that's the coolest part, because that's also why he's an advisor. He's an advisor for business owners. So he really gets to lock in on the vision, which happens to be his expertise, which is the exit plan, right? He specializes in helping business owners exit their business, which, as you know, we think it's going to be a certain thing. Then it's nothing like we think, and it takes 10 times as long. And right. So shout out to Mark Bernstein. Probably wouldn't be working with advisors without him. He has much younger guys at the firm who still aren't fully bought into the online presence while he's out there, crushing it on his podcast and LinkedIn. So that was my first, kind of my start with working with advisors. I had a couple more advisors along the way who became clients. They were the right fit personality wise for this, right? Okay. For content, for podcasts. I didn't know anything about the space. I knew what they did. I had an advisor. I had a Northwestern mutual advisor, right? Like out of college, he contacted me. He's a good friend. He's been on my podcast. So I had a general idea. But in the last 6 months, to a year, I have dove fully into this niche. And, we can talk about why and, my goal with this niche and my vision and, advisors broadly and why, I think I'm, uniquely positioned to help them. But, that was my foray into advisors.
Love it. We're going to take a quick pause because I forgot to put my headphones in. I usually don't get a lot of feedback, but it's probably best that I put them in.
Yeah. Why not, man? Why not?
I mean,
all the engineers out there are clapping right now. So
yeah, they are. They're like, oh, okay. All right. Mic, speaker, change to. Come on.
Check.
No, not yet. It doesn't.
We're getting there.
Doesn't know I'm here yet.
Oh, you might have to switch to my sponsor.
Come on, there we go. Who's your sponsor?
Riverside.
Yeah, everyone. That's what everyone tells me is go to Riverside. Go to Riverside.
Hey, I won't tell you what to do. I'll just tell you that they are a sponsor.
Actually, Alex, leave that in because I'm talking to a podcast guy. So yeah, leave that. Don't even take that out. Yes, I just switched to put into my headphones, and he's telling me to leave StreamYard and go to Riverside.
Hey, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just making.
Give me a reason.
Anyway.
No, so actually, let's talk about that a little bit because there's a lot of folks on LinkedIn and a lot of individuals that I hear from stages at different financial advisor conferences, and they put starting a podcast like at the top of the list. So first question, should there be a fear of oversaturation in the podcasting world as far as financial advisors? Question one. And then let's get into, so if you're going to do it, what are some of the basic tools that you'll need in order to create a podcast? So let's start with the first one. Like, is it true? I mean, is it okay if everybody has a podcast?
Yes. If you're worried about saturation, you shouldn't be a financial advisor and you shouldn't post on social media. If you want to know what's saturated, it's financial advising and social media. So let's already hey, I mean, that's just the facts. Like if you look up how many financial advisors in my city, go see that number and tell me if it's saturated. I don't know. It's a matter of opinion. There could be 8,000 and that could be saturated, or there could be 800,000. Maybe that's saturated. But what is saturated is social media.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
It makes
everybody's
no
like
sense.
the guru financial advisor on Instagram and TikTok, and half of them don't have any credentials and they're just spewing lies. So that's
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, let's talk about that problem. That's a whole thing. But okay, so saturation is a mindset and belief. It is not a fact, right?
Okay.
Because you could be like, there's too many rappers out there, too much music. Okay, that's a belief. It's not a fact. That's you believe there's too
I would actually say there's not enough. Rap needs help right now. Shout out to J. Cole trying to bring it back.
Facts.
We had that old Kendrick and Drake thing that went on, and we were excited about hip hop for a minute, and then it was just dead for months.
Don't get me going on that because I will get going on that too. But but that's the thing. So for the remainder of this conversation, let's just all agree that it's not saturated. Okay, great.
Okay,
that just helps us be in the right mindset to then learn about what to do, not worry about what everybody else is doing, because that's what's talking about. What's saturated is talking about what everybody else is doing and why do we care. So now let's talk about what we can do. Okay, yes, should you worry about starting a podcast? Yes. Not worry about what everybody else is doing, worry about yourself, because that's the barrier. The barrier is maybe I don't like podcasting, maybe I don't have the personality for this, maybe I'd much rather write. Maybe I'd much rather write a book or go on the morning news or send steak dinners in the mail and get people to show up for that. I'm not against any of those things.
I'm against that one.
Good. I like it. But here's the thing. Does it work? No, because if it did, everybody would be talking about it. So those things don't even work anymore, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the reality, so next step is, what do I actually do? What I would do is try it. Test it out. Interview Yohance, you know him? Interview him. Don't even release it. Tell him, hey, listen, do you mind? I want to try this podcasting thing. You mind if I interview you for 30 minutes? We might not even put it out, but I'd like to just test it. I guarantee he's going to do it, right? As long as you're somebody, like you have a business, you're a normal person, right? And you're just do it with your CPA who you work with closely with your other clients, right? Do it with a vendor. Don't worry about compliance. Just do it. Like, it doesn't have to be out there. We have a program for this, right? We have a program where we It's literally trying a podcast out before you launch one, right? That I designed specifically because of this, because I don't want people jumping into it, right? I don't want you to go, well, the podcast guy said 4 episodes a month, so that's it. Like, no, start podcasting, try it out. There's 3 core formats. Try one of them, try 2 of them, or try all, and then see if you like it.
Whoa. Don't bury stuff. What are the 3 formats?
Why do you think I bury stuff? Come on.
No,
this
do
is
not bury.
podcasting.
No.
So 3 formats.
You bury it. So I asked a question. I get it. You are a podcast master. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I fell for it.
You see?
No. What are the 3 formats?
No, my God. Boom. Thank you for making me that clip. I needed that. So 3 formats. Guesting is or having guests. That's the Rogan vibe. Like, it's not going to be 3 hours long, but that's one format. Oof. Second one is what I really like, what we've done in life insurance that has worked really well is, and what I mean is like selling life insurance, marketing life insurance, is the co-hosted. So that's where you have either somebody else, another advisor, or you have a CPA and an advisor, and they do it together, right? For example. So that's the second format. And then the third format is the big scary one, which is looking at the camera, solo. Yeah, ooh. Staring into,
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. So those 3, I have advisors who do 1. I have advisors who do 2. I have advisors who do all 3. It's up to you, But those are the 3 to test out before you go into any one of them.
So I guess this is number 2 then. We're co-hosting, right? Would that be?
No, this is a guest, because I'm a guest.
You're a guest.
Oh, so okay. A co-host would mean every week. Think about like ESPN or whatever, like they're all hosts.
Okay, so got it.
But every week it's the same people, right? So that's what co-hosting would be. Yeah, you go into it with somebody else and you have a similar clientele and similar audiences, but different personalities. That's the benefit of that.
So what about, since this is only human, I got to bring AI into this somewhere. So what about all of these, oh my gosh, all these messages I get on LinkedIn where they're saying, hey, we can help you create a avatar of yourself and it can do your podcast for you. I mean, that seems really no to me. It doesn't seem genuine. I mean, I've seen some of them and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. But I don't see how, and there's also, I mean, you can have your whole podcast written for you in AI. I don't know. I feel like that takes away from the genuine aspect of being able to listen in on a real conversation with real people. It just becomes, it's almost like that would be the version of an Audible, like listening to an Audible book. Great. I'm just listening to, whether it's a computer reading or a person, I'm just listening to it, versus listening to an Audible book with an author that actually will do the voices of different characters, or if there's multiple people in there doing the different voices. I feel like those are more fun and more genuine. What have you found in your research in that area?
I have not came across a podcast that is created by AI or is even spoken by AI that people listen to.
Oh, okay. That people listen to. There you go.
I create podcasts that people listen to. That's my job. So that's my domain. To your point, only human. I only work with humans. Now, if you sell to AI, if AIs are the not people, are the things buying your stuff, then I guess use AI, but we sell to humans. So I make human stuff with humans.
So what role do you think AI can play in podcasting? Like how can AI help a podcaster? I know some things I use AI for, but since I have you here, I'm just going to learn from you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so the sky's the limit, right? I mean, whatever you can think of using AI for, that's the limit, right? Like you could use it for so many things. What I personally use it for is I create 4 episodes. I do solo podcasts, right? So I'll just start with me and then I can talk about clients too and what they do. But I create solo podcast episodes that I put on YouTube and my podcast. I take my ideas, right? I give my GPT that I made, I give it my 4 ideas, and then I give it my 3 kind of pillars within each idea, like my bullet points. And then I have it create 4 episode structures / formats for me. Then in 60 minutes, I go and record all 4, and now I'm done for the month. I did my 4 episodes for the month in an hour.
Oh, wow.
But it's about the input. So that AI is trained on organizing my ideas. It does not create new ideas. And that's what AI is great for, right? I'm still using people are like, my editors are incredible. I can't do what they do. AI can't. Now, AI allows me to offer services that I wouldn't be able to offer for a price I wouldn't be able to offer it at. Right.
True.
So it can do some of the editing, and that's great. But I'm doing the input. AI is reorganizing my ideas for me. I'm recording the podcast. I'm writing the LinkedIn post that promotes it. If you're a financial advisor, you're writing that LinkedIn post to promote your podcast, or somebody, a marketing assistant or a VA or somebody's writing it, but a person is writing it again because we sell to people and we market to people. So yeah, there's a million ways we can use AI. As long as at the end of the day, it's contributing to my goal, which is to add more ideal clients, then great. That's what I use it for. And then there's automations and things that I have set up too. But, that's just one example.
Yeah, that's one thing I had to learn is prompting for my AI in making it understand my voice. So part of what I did is I put into my GPT dozens of what do you call them? Not scripts. The words that we're saying. What was that called?
Like example or prompts or examples? Or
no, not prompts. No, the words that we're saying. And I say, I want the
transcript.
What we're saying. Transcript. That's the one. Yes. I put dozens of transcripts in so it could understand my voice, because the transcripts are what I say. And then I do something similar to you. As I'm planning through the podcast, I'll just go and plug in, here's who I'm talking to. Here's some of the key points I want to talk about. Now, using my voice, because you understand my voice, you know the things I'm going to say, create an outline for me for the interview that I'm walking into. So, and I feel it works great. Now, it did not work as well when I first started. And I was like, hey, build me an outline. And every single outline it was building was different. And I was like, whoa. No, this is the outline I want. This is the structure I want. These are the things I say. I don't say that. So don't have me say that, because I'm not going to do it. And I found out that was very helpful in just help me get my thoughts organized. And similar for my solos, I know for my true listeners out there, you haven't seen the solos in a while, and I know you keep asking for them, but I was busy. I'll tell you about it later. But I do have some more solos coming up, and AI has helped me plan out and script out those solos, because I'll just speak into my AI and just say, hey, here's what I'm trying to say in general. Now you know the format. I want to make it to be edutainment, as I like to call it. Help me format this into some edutainment. And the biggest thing that I've learned with my AI prompter is I tell it to ask me questions. Don't just give me the answer. Don't just tell me, say this. Ask me, give me a choice. Do you want to say it this way? You want to say it this way? So that I can still have that human element in the process versus just being a robot and reading the robot's words.
No, that's it. That's how it's supposed to be. I like that.
Indeed. All right. So you fell into my DMs on LinkedIn. Goes down in the DMs. I don't have the rights to that song. So, and I believe you probably saw that I had a podcast. I think you came across one of my interviews. It was probably with Madre, excuse me, Harper. I think that was the one that you fell in my DMs on. And you were talking about your services, but you were speaking more from a position of lead generation. And I got to be honest with you, Ryan, I don't use my podcast for lead gen. I like to use it just as my, I like to call it a billboard. You drive down the street, you see a billboard. So you're scrolling through podcasts, you come across my podcast. And I find that most of my listeners are my clients, or my wannabe clients, or soon to be clients, I should call them. And again, it's just there for the general financial literacy edutainment, give people something wholesome that they can listen to and maybe learn a little bit from. So I've never viewed mine as a lead gen tool, but tell me a little bit more about why or how you're finding that podcasting can be a lead gen tool and how it stacks up to some of the other lead generation aspects out there, not steak dinners. We're not going to talk about that one.
I love that word. Just marking that one off, because it's such an insane concept to be like, I will buy you dinner, then let me manage all of your wealth.
Hold on. Not going to lie. There was a time in my life. I've been an advisor since 2001 I never did the steak dinners. We would do what we called lunch and learns.
Okay, this is
So
good.
let
I
me
want
buy
to know
you
about
lunch.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, let me buy you lunch. So it would, but you would do it more with I like to do it more with the person I already knew. There were also advisors that used to set up fish bowls at restaurants, drop in your card and get a free lunch. And so every person that you call gets the free lunch. So you tell them to come back to the restaurant, bring some friends, and you do a financial presentation in the middle of Chili's. Ugh. I prefer to do it where I would say, hey, client, I know you work at Microsoft. I've learned your benefit system, your benefit plan really well. Would you like to grab 2 or 3 friends and I meet you at Microsoft and I'll bring some Jersey Mikes and offer lunch?
That makes
That
sense.
seemed to be that. Well, but that kind of gets more into I'm presenting it more as a referral lead generation than a cold call. I'm just going to drop these mailers and invite.
Well, this is good. This is good because this relates to the podcast. So everything we do online just supplements the rest of what we do in the business. So somebody meets you at the lunch or a networking event, or maybe they are a referral, or or they just, what happens with our clients, they stumble in on LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn strategy that attracts these types of people, and now they're in the network. Every day they're seeing 5 seconds of you, 10 seconds of you, maybe 20 in a 60-second video, but they're seeing short bursts, right? And they're seemingly random, right? There's a strategy behind it, but it's mostly random. Then you put out some sort of something like this, a podcast, a YouTube video, an interview, something longer, a webinar, right? And now a few of those people click on it and they go through and they're listening to you now for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, maybe an hour, right? That is why we would have a podcast. It's not that they're going to listen, they're going to find you, they're going to listen, they're going to buy. It doesn't typically work like that, though it can. But in this case, if we're selling, if we're offering financial advising or, even plans or insurance, it doesn't really matter what it is. We're building, the podcast gives them the ability to get to know, like, and trust you without you having to physically be there. At the networking event, I spent the 5 minutes to talk to you. So now you have the know, like, and trust. So when I need somebody to do SEO and I met this SEO guy, well, I met him at the thing. I already trust him because now I know him, and okay, do my SEO. But that's how it works. We're trying to replicate that, and not trying. That's what we actually do, is we replicate that online. But it's not only that. It's also people you would have never gotten as a client, going from I don't even know you to becoming a client because they were seeing your posts on LinkedIn, listening to your podcast episodes, watching your YouTube videos, subscribing to your email list. So it's an and, not an or. It's a supplement to everything else.
But doesn't it create just a very wide funnel of people? Like, I mean, wouldn't it take a lot of input of people into the listening, into the mailing list, to then actually get the sale? I mean, it seems like it's a much longer sales cycle than quite simply just saying, hey, Brian, it's a pleasure working with you. You mentioned that you have a brother. Would you be open to introducing me to him?
Yes, but it's just and. You do the brother, but then you spend 30 minutes on LinkedIn in the morning. You comment for 20 minutes, you post, maybe you comment, and then you do DMs for another 10 or 20 minutes, and you just microdose that every single day. And 18 months later, you have 7 new clients from that. That if you just didn't do that 30 minutes or an hour every day, you just wouldn't have those 7. You still have the brother. You just wouldn't have the extra 7, or in our client's case, 150, So, I mean, I could run through all the numbers too, but it's not the funnel is what is the funnel you make. Most people just start creating content, which is not a funnel. So in your point, it's like, no, it doesn't work. If you come to me and you're like, we have no idea how to get clients from anything online. Okay, then we have to build a funnel. We don't start posting, So most people just post. If you go to a networking event and you just don't tell people what you do, then you'll never get any clients. right?
Sure.
So there's these extra steps that if we do this as a strategy consistently over time, it takes longer. It costs more money because it costs you more time. But 3 to 5 years from now, your firm has a sales and marketing system that doesn't rely on buying leads, dinners, or an agency. That's what this does.
What do you mean by agency?
Well, you can hire a marketing agency.
Oh, you mean agency? That agency? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, you don't want to have it be what I would call like a faucet agreement, which would be I'm Ryan from Podcast Principles, right? I come in, I go, Yohance, we're going to take this over. We're going to get you X amount of leads in this time. It's going to take 12 months. And you're like, okay, great. You give me $100,000 and say you give me $100,000. You make X amount. You have X amount of new AUM now, right? But the second you turn off my retainer,
everything stops. Yep.
You still have the original clients, but there's no new ones. And guess what? You have no idea how I did it. That's what I'm fighting against. I want your firm to have this IP. I don't want you to rely on me. I don't want you to rely on buying leads. I don't want you to rely on Forbes. I don't want you to rely on PR, books, and morning news. I want you to rely on you. That's what this does. Yeah.
Okay. Ryan, I got to admit, I came in with a bit of a chip on my shoulder. Because, and you got to understand, Ryan, again, I've been in business 20 plus years. As you see, I post on LinkedIn often.
Yep.
I spend a lot of time. I'm that person that, I do my 10, 15 minutes a day. I comment on the comments. I like the likes, etc.
Yep.
I try to post something personal. I try to post something, but not try. I do. My assistant is posting on my behalf. So I'm on LinkedIn daily. But again, my intention is really just to raise awareness for my profile for more public speaking. And I co-authored a book that just came out. Is coming out in July. Pre-orders were yesterday. So I'm raising my level of exposure for those other big hits. I'm started writing 30 minutes a day for my own book. So I know that having that profile on LinkedIn, having more listeners on podcasts will just make it that much easier when I say, hey, the book is dropping, go pick up the book.
You're already doing it. You're already doing all of that. This is the highest level as it gets for advisors and even RIAs. Like, most of them don't have a podcast. So it's like you're already almost basically the highest level as it gets. You know, most advisors spend less than 2% of revenue on marketing.
Yeah, I know. I've been in
I've
had that argument with Kitsis. Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not telling you to spend more. I'm literally saying don't actually just go on social media. It's free.
Yeah, I'm about, I think last I checked, I was about 7 or 8% of revenue on marketing.
Well, think about that. You're 4x.
Yeah. But it's still in some
Here's
cases
another crazy stat too, is
What's that?
If you just have a marketing plan, you will make more money. You don't even have to stick to it. You just have a plan. That's what the data shows. So like, it's not that hard. Like, this is not like groundbreaking stuff. It's just the question is how to actually do it, because we have so many things that will stop us, mostly time, mostly compliance. There's a lot of barriers, but
mostly
there's really not. Yeah.
Now you mentioned something. Like I said, it's given me a different impression of your business, but you mentioned that a lot of times advisors, RAs will go hire a firm that's a faucet. That's a very good way to describe it. But once they stop paying that faucet, everything stops. And I don't only see this in financial advising. I see this in consulting. I see this happening with a lot of different, also some of my clients, and they're always hopping from marketing firm to marketing firm to marketing firm because none of them are truly teaching them how to build their own IP. So it's a repeatable process. Ryan, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I've been podcasting for 6 years. Like, it's not that hard to me. And I feel like if I really wanted to, I could turn into some lead generation type thing, but that's not my purpose. I'm getting enough from my other sources that I'm not looking for that there. So advisors, if you are looking for that, Ryan might be able to help you with that. Yeah. But what I'm hearing from you is that what you're actually creating, which is different from what I assumed, is a sustainable marketing plan, which was a little bit of the tit for tat we had when we were messaging and agreed to have the show, because I was saying referrals are sustainable. And a lot, and you're not the only one, Ryan. A lot of folks in marketing tell people that their referrals aren't sustainable. they aren't scalable, and and eventually the pool dries up. And I completely disagree, because I agree with what you said. It's all about the funnel. If I create a process and I have a funnel and I repeat that process every single time the same way, tweak it where I need to if it needs to be tweaked, the problem is not the source. Excuse me. The problem is not the sources. The problem is me. If it's not working, I'm the problem. And that's what I tell advisors about referrals. Like, if you're not getting referrals, you are the problem. It's not your clients. It's not the market. It's not anything. It's you. Your system. You haven't created a repeatable system that you can work every time that works.
That's my indicator too. Like, you're not going to work with us if you don't get referrals.
Oh,
because think about it. Why aren't you getting referrals?
Because it's you. Exactly. It's just a human.
That's
it all
a
comes
problem,
down to human,
right?
My AI can't get referrals. My AI will spot referral opportunities I may have missed. I've coded mine,
a signal, of
meetings,
course. Yes.
like, hey, where did I miss the referral opportunity? And it'll tell me. You probably could have asked Ryan about his buddy.
Well, here's another aspect to it. You're an advisor, even if you're an RIA, you can't. Maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. Could you go on social media and say, would you like to hire me? Here's my link. Can you say that?
As an RIA? Yeah, I can.
Okay. Why don't they do it? Imagine, that's the thing. Advisors are posting for other advisors.
Yeah,
they're funny. Literally posting like I do this every single day. I go on the post. I go, hey, I don't understand any of this. Is this for advisors? And they go, yeah, ... I go, why? I'm interested, but now I'm not, right? You just turned me off. And another one is, here's an article. And I comment and I say, what's your opinion on this article? At Yohance. Then you give me a whole book and I go, make that the post, right?
That's the post. Yeah.
They're posting. They never once go, hey, do you need an advisor? Here's who I work with. I work with this. Here's the ideal. Are you somebody who needs this in this amount of time and then have these struggles? Well, that's what I do. Like, that's the thing. You need, same thing with the referral. You don't get the referral unless you ask.
There's that.
Ask, right?
It's amazing.
That's part of it.
Amazing what happens. Closed mouths don't get fed.
If you just text one person a week, you're going to have an extra 5 clients a year.
That's part of and
I know that's the thing. You have a system.
Yep.
I have a system. You have a system. Imagine it all working in tandem. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Got it. This was good. Hey, I'm feeling a little bit better, Ryan. This is good. This is good. This is exciting.
It's both. It's fun. We get to have our cake and eat it too.
Indeed. All right. Let's move on to some quick hits. So, I'm a brand new advisor. I want to start a podcast. Technology. What do I need?
Do you have a phone? Great.
Okay, so phone could work. Okay.
Phone. If you want, get a webcam. Either way is fine.
Okay.
Then we have a mic. I don't have it on my desk. I usually do. It's called the Hollyland Lark M2.
The Hollyland. I got the Hollyland.
You got the Hollyland too, right?
Yeah.
Clip that on your shirt. Cool. We're good with the audio. It's $67, right? They keep dropping the price. So now you're set up with your audio.
Damn. Wait, it's what? 67. I paid 100.
I know. Me too. But here we are.
Okay.
So, so that's your tech. And then if you want to do online like we're doing, I have a webcam and a mic that's also inexpensive now. And you use Squadcast. I think I use Riverside, but you can, I don't care. Just use whatever you want to use. And that's it. Like what I'm saying, let's summarize. You're a financial advisor. You're getting started. You already have everything you need because everything.
Say it louder for the people in the back. I don't think they heard you. One more time.
You're an advisor.
Uh-huh.
You want to get some new clients in the door.
Uh-huh.
You already have everything you need. You have a phone. That's your social media. That's your referral center. That's your marketing. You have a LinkedIn account. Guess what I can do on LinkedIn? I don't really want to pay for Sales Navigator. It's $120 a month. Cool. Get the 30-day free trial. Print out all of your leads lists and then cancel it. God damn. It's so easy. So
Microsoft, don't shut me down. Don't shut me down.
It's all
Microsoft.
there. I'm not supposed to say this, but I have worked with LinkedIn before, and they're cool. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, okay,
we're
all
fine.
right, good. All right,
And we left on a good note.
I'm always bashing on Teams anyway, so it's all right.
I'm ripping
I'm
my
already on
dude.
their list.
That's the other thing. Advisors, can we use Google? Like, let's use Drive anyway. So no Dropbox, no no SharePoint. Let's use Drive. But yeah, that's it. Like LinkedIn, what I say, here's my platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, email, podcast. You're going to post 3 to 5 times a week on LinkedIn. You're going to mix it between personal, tactical, and to what extent you can case study, but mostly like, I had a client that's the post, right? You're going to mix those up. That's going to be LinkedIn. What you're going to do on LinkedIn is replicate what you do in person. You're going to develop relationships. Look at that, right? Let's look at the word conversion. Where does that word come from? A very similar word called conversation, right? Ooh. Conversions come from conversations, right? So our marketing metric as an advisor in the first 5 years is how many conversations am I starting or maintaining every given day or week? That's it.
I used to measure. I don't anymore. I don't have to, but that's what I used to measure: conversations.
That's it, man. So that's it.
How many conversations I have where money came up?
You don't gotta hire me. You don't gotta hire Yohance. You don't gotta hire anybody. You can just get started and do it. And then if you think I want a strategy, I had advisors today, multi-generational business. They've been around for over 50 years. They're stepping into the online space. They have a podcast. Okay, now it's time to hire a company and develop a strategy, right? But you can get started yourself. It doesn't take that much.
Got it. All right. I appreciate all of the tips you gave today. This was great. My favorite thing that I heard was conversion comes from conversation. Like that's gold right there. That is, I may not give you credit
my
for
ideas
it when I say
are
it later.
Working.
But just know that I heard it first from you. That was good. So with the Only Human podcast, there is something fun that we like to do. And by the way, you've made it this far through the show. If you're all the way to this part, you might as well do the whole like, subscribe, share, all those fun things. Click the button. And you're not doing it for me. You're doing it for someone else. By you liking, subscribing, sharing, that sort of thing, you're just raising our profile so that other people are able to see it. Okay, so do a friend a favor. But at the end of every show for Only Human, we like to play a little game called Marry, Divorce, and maybe Date on the side. And we're talking about technology. So don't bring your girlfriend and wife into this. We're talking about technology. So tell me one piece of tech. It can be an application or a software that you are absolutely married to and you think you're going to always have in your arsenal forever. Tell me one piece of tech that you are probably going to file some separation paperwork soon because it's not really fitting the bill anymore. And because of that, there's probably something you're starting to date on the side. And as you can see, he wasn't ready for this. See, I like it when he's got to think about it a little bit. That's what makes it more fun. All right. So Ryan, what piece of tech or software are you absolutely married to?
Man, this is hard. This is not the longest term one, but it's the one I now cannot live without, which is Fathom AI Note Taker. Doesn't have to be Fathom for me. It is, but AI Note Taker changed my business.
Mine too.
Changed my life.
Yes. I got so much time back.
Imagine people in the 80s, like cold calling to sell. Like, come on, man.
Can you imagine writing
now,
notes
I'm still
on a piece
a psycho.
Of paper?
I still take notes, but
they're
worthless. These are worth. You can't even read them. But so that's my Mary.
Okay.
Man, this is. I didn't see this one coming. My divorce is ChatGPT.
Oh, you know what? Mine too. I actually said it from stage. I was giving a presentation, and I said from stage, I said, "I'm divorcing ChatGPT."
Yeah,
I am.
Okay, and I'll give you mine, but then I want to hear your reason why. Okay. And then my side chick lately for in that realm has been Gemini, but I think I haven't explored Claude, but I think Claude's probably going to be the end all be all. But I'm loving Gemini, man. Like it's giving me, in a lot of cases, without a lot of prompting, the same or even better answers. I find that
it is more consistent. I find
it's more thoughtful in the sense of like you could put GPT on thinking mode, but it's still very mechanistic and like robotic. Yeah. And I feel like Gemini talks more like a person talks. But yeah, that's my married, divorce, and
got it. All right. So it looks like all yours are kind of in the realm of AI just a bit. So
true.
for my Mary, I'm married to Hazel. Hazel's not a woman. It's a woman's name, but it's the name of a AI tool for financial advisors. Okay. And so it's built by a custodian platform. And the reason why I'm divorcing ChatGPT is because Hazel is actually built using Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. So it uses all of them. So I'm able to get kind of the best of all of them. So I don't need ChatGPT solo anymore because I can do it all right inside of Hazel.
Okay, and you're saying, like, how is it accustomed to advisors? It knows the compliance, or like, why is it
exactly?
Better? Okay,
yes,
okay,
it knows the compliance.
Got it.
It understands things. It knows not to say go buy all Apple because you're going to make a bunch of money in it. And that was not a recommendation. That was just me giving an example. So yeah, it knows not to do that. It knows that if it's giving any sort of advice that could be construed as tax or legal advice, to give the disclosure and say,
okay,
hey,
wow,
this isn't tax advice.
That's good, man. That's really
so
good.
That's really good. And I can, similar to what I used to do inside of ChatGPT, I can load my documents, my voice into it so that it starts to interpret things the way I want it. Just this morning, I wanted to rewrite so when I'm giving a portfolio recommendation, I like to give the reasoning behind that portfolio recommendation. And so I like to go through the client's investment policy statement. So long-term, short-term, high risk, low risk, all that stuff. And so I wanted to hand that off to my assistant and let her do it. Well, she's not up here. So I had to create a GPT, if you will. They call it a mode, not a GPT. I had to create a mode for her, and I instructed it, go pull, and it's attached to my CRM. So go pull Ryan's information from the CRM and his IPS and build me a template that says, for Ryan's Roth IRA, we are recommending the ABCDEF fund. And here's the reasons why. Here's how it's going to support you to your goals. So the template's there. So all she has to do is click, 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 next. Click, click.
That's
click,
how
click,
you're supposed
click,
to use AI.
Next.
Yep.
Okay. And it's written in, and again, going back to the point earlier of prompting your, I keep talking with my hands. I've been told not to do that. Prompting
Why
your,
not? That's fun.
well, because I cover up the camera.
Oh, whatever. I'm
prompting
Italian.
Your AI tool to ask you questions. So mine, when I said, hey, I want a template, it said, here's 3 ideas of a template. Versus in the old days, before I knew to do that, I go in GPT, here's your template.
Yes.
And yeah, I might say, oh, it's done, copy paste. But then after a while, I'm like, oh, that's kind of stale. So it said, all right, here's a template that's in your voice based on documents that you've written. Here's a template that adds a little bit of flavor, if you will. And here's a template that's just bare bones, strictly compliance, boom, boom, boom. And you know what I usually wind up doing? Blend them together.
Yep.
You did great. And then it blends them together, and then I have exactly what I want to use. So yeah, so that is my so yes, I'll be divorcing GPT. And then dating on the side, shout out to Zox AI. It's another financial advisor AI tool, ZOCKS. My good friend Matt Halloran is their chief evangelist. I think that's his title over there. So I did finally get a subscription. And that's the thing with these AIs. Some of them do things others don't do, especially in our business. So Zox has a integration with the financial planning tool. So I can upload a statement and it'll automatically put it into my financial planning tool. And every now and then I have clients that are not comfortable with connecting all of their accounts, which is okay. That's their business. But I'm not going to sit around anymore and type in, you have 8 shares of Apple, 7 shares of Microsoft.
Oh my God.
Nope.
No, that's literally what AI is designed for.
It cost me $67 a month. And all I did was just load in the statement, and it said, does this look right? I was like, it better. You just copied and paste.
Can I make an observation about advisors real quick that I just think is different than what I've seen before? The best advisors that I see, like the most successful ones, they're successful in their life and their business. They go, can I swipe? Like, can I buy it? Because that 67, you don't think about that 60. Like, no. Because you think about in the moment on I'm doing it, and now I'm just not doing that task anymore. Oh, my life. Like,
it's the most valuable.
That's what advisors do for people.
Most valuable non-renewable resource. Time.
Yes, man. Yes. So
I will spend money
to you.
for more time.
Yep. I love it.
All day. Because also, once I have the time, I can say, let me go spend some time on LinkedIn. Maybe I'll get a lead out of it. Who knows?
Yep. So I love it, man. That's great.
Ryan, you have been amazing. Thank you so much for spending some time with us on Only Human, the channel for Money Script podcast. We are back. This is season, I don't even know what season it is. 8, 7, season a lot. I think it's season 7. It better be season 7.
Oh, you're a veteran then.
I'll correct you. You'll correct me in the comments, or I'll correct myself on the next show. We have a lot more in store for Only Human coming up. I did some traveling, talked to a few different advisors that said they want to be on the show. We are going to have some fun. We want to continue to stay human. AI is just going to become more and more and more a part of our lives. And if you are an advisor, which you probably are if you're listening to this, and you have not taken steps to start to integrate AI into your practice, stop what you're doing and either do it now or go into that fancy little calendar of yours and schedule in an hour to just do some research and investigation. And then schedule another hour to do some implementation. And if you're so bold, click the buy button. Implement it into your practice and watch it start saving you time. So much of what we do is redundant. So much of what we do is the minutia and the paperwork. The most important thing that we do is to be a human being, to be there to listen to your clients, show empathy, show love, show support, help solve their problems, and not filling out a freaking template. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace.
Hi, I'm back. Did you enjoy being a fly on the wall for that conversation? I know I did. Now remember, don't try everything you learned today. Pick 1 or 2 things you can implement and implement them well. And don't just try something for a week and give up when it's not working. Successful implementation takes time, energy, and repetition. And remember to consult your compliance professionals. We don't want you to get into trouble. Do you have a group of advisors who want to improve their human connection in the AI world? Contact our team to have Yohance speak at your conference or event. Before you go, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, click the bell for notifications.